A tiny child handed Taehyung a flower during his military service, and the sweet exchange that followed has army in tears. What did Taehyung do to make this encounter even more magical? And why did it become a global sensation? Stay with us as we unravel this adorable news. You won't believe the heartwarming surprise Taehyung shared at the end that left everyone sobbing with joy. Before we dive into this incredible news, I'd like to remind you to press the subscribe button and activate the notification bell so you don't miss out on our latest updates. On a sunny afternoon in April 2025, amidst the disciplined life of the 2nd Infantry Division military camp in South Korea, BTS Taehyung, known to the world as V, experienced a moment of pure sweetness that captured the hearts of fans everywhere. A small child, clutching a flower, approached Taehyung during his duties, and what followed was an exchange so adorable it left ARMY in a frenzy of emotions. But what made this moment so special? And what did Taehyung reveal that sent fans into a whirlwind of joy? Let's dive into this heartwarming tale, building up to a tear-jerking revelation that will leave you smiling through your tears. The 2nd Infantry Division military camp in Chuncheon, Gangwon Province, was a place of order and discipline, where soldiers trained tirelessly to serve their nation. On April 12, 2025, the camp was alive with the usual rhythm of military life, soldiers running drills, the clatter of equipment being prepared, and the sharp commands of officers echoing through the air. Among them was Sergeant First Class Kim Taehyung, a member of the elite special duty team, known for his dedication and warmth. But on this particular day, something unexpected was about to happen that would turn a routine moment into a memory for the ages. What was Taehyung doing just before this adorable encounter? That afternoon, the camp was hosting a small community event near its perimeter, a rare occasion where local families were invited to interact with the soldiers as part of a morale-boosting initiative. The event took place in an open field just outside the camp's gates, with tables set up for games, food stalls offering snacks, and children running around with laughter filling the air. Soldiers, including Taehyung, were assigned to assist with the event, helping with activities and ensuring everything ran smoothly. Families from the nearby village had come to participate, bringing their children to meet the soldiers they admired. But who would catch Taehyung's eye during this event? To understand the significance of this moment, let's take a closer look at Taehyung's life in the military. Since enlisting on December 11, 2023, Taehyung has been serving in the Special Duty Team, an elite unit specializing in counterterrorism and high-security operations. His days are filled with intense training, combat simulations, extreme cold weather drills, and long patrols that test his endurance. By April 2025, he had risen to the rank of Sergeant First Class, earning the respect of his comrades for his hard work and humility. But how did Taehyung's military role make this moment even more meaningful? As Taehyung helped set up a game station for the children, his camouflage uniform slightly dusty from the day's activities, he noticed a small figure toddling toward him. A little girl, no more than 4 years old, with pigtails tied with pink ribbons, was clutching a single daisy in her tiny hands. Her big, curious eyes were fixed on Taehyung, and she waddled over with determination, her tiny sneakers kicking up dust as she approached. The soldiers around Taehyung smiled, nudging each other as they watched the adorable scene unfold. What would the little girl do next? The little girl stopped in front of Taehyung, her cheeks flushed with excitement as she held out the daisy with both hands. "For you," she said in a small, squeaky voice, her words barely audible but filled with sincerity. Taehyung's eyes widened in surprise, and then a soft, warm smile spread across his face, the kind of smile that could light up the darkest day. He crouched down to her level, his tall frame bending so he could meet her gaze, and gently took the flower from her hands. "Thank you, sweetheart," he said, his deep voice filled with tenderness. But how would Taehyung respond to this sweet gesture? Taehyung held the daisy delicately between his fingers, his eyes sparkling with affection as he looked at the little girl. "This is so beautiful," he said, his voice soft but clear. "Did you pick this just for me?" The girl nodded shyly, her tiny hands clasped behind her back as she rocked back and forth on her heels. Taehyung chuckled, his laughter like music, and then he did something that made everyone around him melt. He tucked the daisy into the pocket of his uniform, right over his heart. "I'll keep it here," he told her, patting the pocket gently. What would happen next to make this moment even more magical? The little girl's face lit up with a beaming smile, her eyes shining with happiness as she clapped her hands in delight. "You're a soldier!" she exclaimed, pointing at Taehyung's uniform with a tiny finger. Taehyung nodded, his smile growing wider. "Yes, I am," he said, his voice filled with pride. "And you're my little hero for giving me this flower." The girl giggled, her laughter a sweet melody that echoed through the field, and she reached out to hug Taehyung's leg, her small arms barely wrapping around him. The soldiers and families watching the scene couldn't help but smile. How did this moment affect those around them? Taehyung's comrades, who had been watching the exchange with warm smiles, were touched by his gentleness. They had seen Taehyung in action, leading drills with precision, enduring grueling training sessions, and taking on leadership roles with confidence. But this moment showed them a softer side of him. "He's so good with kids," Private Min Jae whispered to Corporal Park, his voice filled with admiration. "It's like he's everyone's big brother." The soldiers nodded, their respect for Taehyung growing even deeper as they saw how effortlessly he connected with the child. But what did the families at the event think of this moment? The families at the event were equally moved by the sweet interaction, many of them pulling out their phones to capture the moment. The little girl's mother, standing nearby, wiped a tear from her eye as she watched her daughter with Taehyung. "She's been talking about giving a flower to a soldier all week," the mother shared, her voice trembling with emotion. "I didn't expect it to be so beautiful." Other parents and children gathered around, their faces glowing with warmth as they witnessed the exchange. Some children even ran to pick more flowers, inspired by the little girl's gesture. But how did Taehyung feel about this unexpected moment? For Taehyung, the little girl's gift was a burst of happiness in the midst of his demanding military life. The past months had been challenging, long hours of training, the emotional weight of being away from his BTS brothers, and the constant pressure to perform at his best. But in that moment, as he looked at the tiny daisy in his pocket and the smiling child in front of him, he felt a wave of joy wash over him. "It made my day," Taehyung later shared, his voice filled with warmth. "She reminded me of the innocence and love that still exists in the world." But what would Taehyung do to make this moment even more special? Taehyung, ever the thoughtful soul, decided to return the little girl's kindness with a small gesture of his own. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small pin, a military badge he had earned during training, shaped like a star. "This is for you," he said, pinning it gently onto the girl's dress. "It's a star for my little star." The girl's eyes widened in awe, her tiny fingers touching the badge as she squealed with delight. Her mother gasped, overwhelmed by Taehyung's kindness, while the crowd around them cheered. What impact would this gesture have on the little girl and her family? It didn't take long for the moment to spread across the internet. A parent at the event had recorded the exchange on their phone, capturing every second of the adorable interaction. From the little girl handing Taehyung the flower to his sweet gesture with the badge. Within hours, the video went viral on X, with the hashtag #TaehyungFlowerMoment trending worldwide. Army shared the clip with captions like, "Taehyung with kids is the cutest thing ever," "I'm crying," and "He's such a pure soul." The video racked up millions of views, with fans creating edits and reaction videos, many focusing on Taehyung's gentle smile. But how did this moment resonate with fans on a deeper level? For Army, the video was more than just a cute moment. It was a reminder of Taehyung's kind heart, even in the midst of his military duties. Fans flooded social media with messages of love, sharing how the moment had touched them. "Seeing Taehyung like this makes me so proud," one fan tweeted, her post garnering thousands of likes. "He's serving his country, but he's still spreading love." Others were moved to tears by the symbolism of the flower, seeing it as a representation of the innocence Taehyung has always cherished. But what did Taehyung think of the global reaction? After the event, Taehyung returned to the barracks, the daisy still tucked into his pocket as a reminder of the little girl's kindness. He sat on his bunk, a soft smile on his face as he reflected on the moment. "It was so pure," he shared with his comrades, his voice filled with emotion. "It made me realize how much I miss connecting with people like this." The encounter had given him a renewed sense of purpose, a reminder of the love that waited for him beyond the camp's walls. But there was more to this moment than met the eye. What was Taehyung planning? As the day came to a close, Taehyung gathered his comrades in the barracks, his eyes shining with excitement as he shared a secret that left them, and later the fans, in awe. "That little girl inspired me," he said, his voice trembling with emotion. "I've been working on something special during my service. A song about the small moments of joy that keep us going, like the one I had today. I've been granted permission to perform it at a global military concert next month, and I'm dedicating it to her and to Army." The news spread like wildfire, leaving fans sobbing with pride as they realized Taehyung had turned this sweet moment into something even bigger. What would this song reveal about Taehyung's heart? Taehyung's adorable encounter with a child during his military service on April 12, 2025, was a moment of pure joy that captured the hearts of fans worldwide. From the little girl's sweet gift of a flower to Taehyung's heartfelt response and the promise of a new song, this story reminded us of the love and kindness Taehyung brings to the world, even in the midst of duty. As we await his global performance, let's continue to support Taehyung on this incredible journey. Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more BTS updates. As we wrap up this adorable story about Taehyung's sweet moment with a child, we want to thank you, our amazing viewers, for joining us on this journey. Your support keeps us going, and we're so grateful to have you as part of our community. If this moment melted your heart, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're so close to our next milestone, and we need your help to get there. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update on BTS and all the stories that matter to you. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell us how Taehyung's kindness made you feel, or share your own messages of support for him. If you loved this video, give it a big thumbs up and share it with your fellow Army friends so they can join the joy too. We're committed to bringing you more thrilling, heartwarming, and exclusive content, but we can't do it without you. Let's keep this journey going together. Subscribe, like, comment, and stay tuned for more. Thank you for being the best fans ever. We'll see you in the next video.